Greetings everyone, please give me a moment to make sure everything's set on up. Yeah, looks like everything's booting on up. Give me a moment to turn the live chat windows. Not subscriptions. There. And looks like everything's good to go. So let's go and get started. Start with the longest one, or largest file. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another not advanced wars, Age Mythology replay. Small on top left side as blue Oranos, we got Decisive E. On bottom left side as the red Amaterasu, we got John Arbiter. I don't know why, whenever I see Amaterasu's small profile picture here, or small icon, I think just the Gabe Newell, Holy Gabe Newell meme. Either way, because of major and minor god effects, Oranos focus on vision and mobility, can build sky passages per age. Units can, of course, teleport between them. All units have additional 4 line of sight, which is nice, but nothing too crazy. Oracles can generate more favor when full line of sight. And damaged enemy units, of course, remain a little bit visible. Shock. There's going to be shockwaves, a nice little disruption. And Imperial speed can increase the movement speed of all infantry, so it's more infantry focused, to say the least. When it comes to minor gods, we of course got Oceanus and Promethean. I'm more prefer Leto, which is neither of these. Carnivore is a good defensive myth unit. Caladra is a good flying healer. Servant can also be the same thing as well, which can be possible on this naval map to get a free healer. Just pay the cost of a dock, so does that make it free? This mace is actually pretty good for Oranos. More speed plus speed, get plus 10 for the couple penalties, plus 10 additional speed if they're a hero, additional plus 10 of Imperial speed, they become able to blitz across the land. Of course, get by the Shark, which provides a little bit damage for Memelos and Fanatics and a poor amount of damage over time. Frontline Heroics make the promotions cheaper. Others give, of course, free promotions, just cost a bit of favor. Does that make it free still? Prometheans, of course, a decent frontline myth unit that falls apart. Faster heroic fight, but this is a key aspect when it comes to Promethean. Plus 20% more effectiveness for your heroic citizens, so they do their part even better. For Amaterasu, of course, when it comes to Amaterasu, she is focused on economy and samurai. You get a gold trickle per Bushido tier, more experience for Onimushas and samurai when outside of combat. Shrines is the biggest part aspect for her. Increase the content of nearby resources, the quality of them, by 140%, increasing the capacity they have inside them. Really good for gold deposits, I would say, but it's good for everything in general. And of course, a bit of health regen for Samurai Onimushas, not for Shinobis. Divine Shield for a Solar Shield to make some unit temporarily invulnerable, also gives them rapid health regen. And better heroes, or Miko, just makes them train fast and heal fast, which is nice, but nothing too critical. When it comes to the Age 1, both are good options. Ame no Uzume, of course, gives you replacement up to a queue of 2 myth units, so you can cycle them through. Go for more of these, increase the potential number of queues and capacity of free myth units can resummon. Orban result is okay. This increases infantry hit points by 10%, which is very good for the infantry focus of the Samurai and Onimusha. And of course, better Miko as well. Increase the gathering work rate of Miko by 10%, so more favor and more maximum radius for their favor generation, which also improves quality content. So very good for Amaterasu. Both one focuses helps out shrines, the other one also upgrades the shrines to Shrine of the Hunt. Mina Katomi, an excellent god as well for Amaterasu. You got the Wen Oyudo, which does only crush damage and gives apply damage over time. Faster hunting, which goes great with Shrine of the Hunt. and cheaper ranged soldiers and make them shoot fire or more range damage and more range. And of course, cheaper ranged soldiers and siege weapons. While these are not affected by the samurai, but these can still support samurai. Both options are very good, I would say, for Amaterasu. Armor of Achilles, increase the hack armor or reduce better hack armor for your infantry. Tail Feathers of Heaven gives you a little bit of damage of time for your melee attacks, which I don't put much stock in. Place is free. Human soldiers return 5%. That's pretty good. A 5% refund upon death. That's really, really good. Which one did I miss? This one here, Bridle of the Pegasus. Free Pegasus, which is always very nice. But this relic is probably the most powerful one on the map. He should, once he reads that relic, he should grab it. You could go away from Valor from Promethean, but it's probably worth it enough to grab it, because 5% refund is massive, I would say. Basically, imagine a 5% cost reduction in a relic. Ooh, that is powerful. I do have Oceana selected. Does pick up the relic. Get that relic home. That thing is way too powerful to leave behind. Sacred Custodians, Miyakatomi. So we do have Shrine of Hunts versus Hungry Plants. One Yudo here. Ready to breathe fire. Such a weird myth unit. I have no idea the concept behind this myth unit, but such a weird thing. Shrine the Hunt here, next to the gold deposit, at least able to encompass it. Building secondary town center, we do have Murmellos deployed on the field. Let's go ahead and slow it down, partner. It's getting out of the eco phase. Murmellos on the build queue. Got now the Swallowwood Springs. I'm pretty sure this is Age of Empires 3 icon. Apparently Swallowwood Springs is an actual thing in real life. Galadriel getting some healing here. Very nice. Murmello needs to fall back. Town Center has pretty good tracking. Does lose a Murmello there for no real advantage. Could have hacked apart the Sentry Tower. We've also got a Pegasus flapping about. Can the one Yudo engage flying units? It has a range attack. Granted, it's not very good range, and does crush damage. Pegasus only have 80% crush armor like most myth units. Never really thought about that, to be honest. The crush armor of flying myth units. Good number of Merlos here. Local doggo demands head pats. You can see this gold deposit is expanding. We got one Bushi deployed on the field. Of course, he's an anti-myth unit, which would be good against the Clawjar and against the Pegasus. Oh. Hides within the Sentry Tower. Trying to run away. Another Bushi there. Right now, a regular Yumi Archer is probably a good idea. He is going for both Yumi Archers and Bushis. Well, the one Yudo. We'll have to deal with one hero. I think he's getting promoted there, right? No, okay, that wasn't He looked like he was standing up. Okay, he was doing that earlier, right? These ones are have been promoted, so one Yudo can't do much versus these, or really anything. Does go ahead and shockwaves the villagers. Galadriel gets shot down. The Kitsune does go down. The one Yudo goes down. Bushi's going down. That was the Yumi Archer there as well. Villagers trying to clear up the temple. Divine Shield on the villager. They just need to keep on running. Looks like Blue has at least 3 relics obtained. Actually, I think Blue has all 4 relics. No, he has 3 relics. I'm not sure where the last one is at the moment. That's a dojo going for some samurai, which would be a good idea for some Mermellos. Mermello's the high attack speed myth unit for, not myth unit, human soldier for the Atlanteans. So their DPS. Pretty poor range armor, 5%. Mermello's moving around. And start hacking apart a number of those villagers. Another divine shield. Of course, we do have a good number of exotic doggos here for defense. Beforehand, they were classified as myth unit, but I think they've been lost that tag, which makes them, of course, more resilient to help protect against the heroes. But of course, crushing away from Susanoo no longer affects them. Two samurai on the field. Right now that's 16 damage times additional 50% with a slow attack speed, so 13.3. These guys right now, the heroic ones, do have DPS of 9.4. Of course, samurai do have a charge attack. Carnivore summoned there, grabs one of the units. That may have been one of the samurai. Yep, looks like 8 one of the samurai. There was 2 alive, now there's only 1. Really good grab there by the carnivore. It is classified as myth unit, so the Bushis will be able to get off no problem. Ramello is now hacking apart some of these villagers. This wall something has 1 second remaining to be built. Also, I'm about to sneeze. My apologies when you do hear it. We've got a watchtower to help Amaterasu to keep watch. Medium infantry, very nice. Fight other sharks. There's a small nom, because 5% is not big. More Mermellos. Let's see. Citizens doing the pork, cleaning up some delicious venison. We have a sky passage here. And sky patches here, collecting up this forward venison. Sky patches are relatively cheap. 25 wood is just basically gives excuse to make the favor cost 8, which is still pretty cheap. We do have some Thermos, which is the counter range unit for the Atlanteans. Times 4 damage versus range, so that'd be good against the archers and against the Bushis. Got multiple Claudras now flapping about. Do now have the Hunter Strength, increasing damage range switches by 10% and 1 extra range. Also, 1 to range attack flying maximum. Wait, is the attacking flying units has different actually weapon? Sorry, I just don't know what that actually means. Range attack flying maximum range. So I'm guessing flying infantry, or is attacking flying units? Not sure. Big round of heroics. Goes from 110 health to 125 health. Goes from 7.3 to 7.9. Force by a Shark should double up that effect due to the fact that it has both separate for Mermellos and Mermello heroes, so that will doubly apply. Deploys the damage over time? Not sure. Wait, what? Did I just see 2 medium infantry upgrades? And was I crazy? I think I'm going crazy. I could have sworn I just saw 2 medium infantry upgrades over here. We do have copper weapons, shields, and breastplates. We do have a good number of samurai in the field. In theory, Mermellos should be more effective. They have more armor and more DPS, though with the charge attack they do have a massive Alpha Strike. Shockwave there, speaking about Alpha Strike, able to get a lot of free damage going. Carnivore there grabs one of the samurai, eats it instantaneously. Divine Shield's one of the samurai. I wonder if Divine Shield's active, can the Carnivore still eat it? I mean, it is a plant, so solar powered stuff is quite good. Actually, that's also the naval version, isn't it? Because look at the leaf there. That I think that's more the naval version of the Carnivora. Because somewhat on the water. Don't know if that makes any real difference. It might be more powerful being the naval version. Not actually sure. Up to 8.8 on these guys here. 10.9. I'm pretty sure Samurai, they're medium thanks to the free upgrade here. But don't think... Oh, he does have at least copper weapons for a better elf strike, which is quite good. Copper shields for Oranos being researched. And in return, we do have age 3 for Amaterasu. Going for Rajan. Give access to the Raju, the Thunder Doggo, and Crenellations. Hyperion over here as well. A quick cover on these. Rajan provides also cheaper god powers. Animax gives your infantry plus 50% hit points and give them lifesteal. Very handy. While Hyperion, of course, gets Sons of Suns, make your oracles heroic for free and instantaneously. Heroic regeneration, increasing giving hit points, hero hit points, and regeneration. We've got heroes versus infantry and range in general. Miko dancing for some healing. Last gold deposits being obtained. Looks like the maximum was still being increased. You see here 6,700, so that's 700 gold inside of it. Very, very good. Probably a good idea to task Mikos to each of the gold deposits before your villagers even touch them. Blue is still currently at 1 town, so we've got 54 civilians versus 66. There's Raju. Does have a charge disruption similar to Shockwave, but does actually do some damage. But we got a good number of frontline promotions. Utilizing an extra favor generation. Ooh! Superpowers being summoned. That chaos was nasty. Heroic Renewal and the Claudras can heal up this chip damage. Heroic Renewal is being researched. Did about a little less than 50 damage to the Murmellos. Well, Chaos here did a little bit more. The Miko has a lot of work in front of her. Oh, Sky Passage being utilized. This is the nice thing about Oranos. The fact that he's able to maintain the field economy and grab your opponent's resource, such a massive benefit. Market here, probably because just a village near that's available. Could I have a town center here and maybe fortify with some palaces nearby? This map does have 2 town centers on both sides for each player and then 1 in the center. Age Mythology is this is Age Mythology Retold, which is the HD version of it, but they are of course continually developing it, adding in new civilizations such as Japan, China, and the Aztecs. As well as they have added a couple new major gods for some, like Demeter for the Greeks and Freyr for the Norse. Village does get hit there. Raiju before got, of course, the wolves nearby protecting. Yeah, it looks like they did lose their mythical unit typing. Yes. That is something that players can research. And they've been buffed. They can now traverse deep water. They're no longer locked to islands. And they instantly crush walls and watchtowers. So, walls don't hold them back. They don't have to spend time destroying some structures. Howdy. Raiju has gone down. Got a good number of heavy samurai here. Heavy Yumi archers get destructed by Oranos' shockwave. Murmellos hacking apart those units. Caladras flying about, finds some healing. We got the Satyr here. castle deployed on the field. Town center here, of course. Idle villagers. Gets inside the castle there. Another carnivore summoned right on the front line. He does hit some of the wolves. Looks like he can't instantly kill wolves. Yep, Comp Heroes is Thursday. Today is Friday, which is Age of Mythology. Or there's also 8 Comp Heroes 2 on Wednesdays. I don't hide the live stream, so you can always watch the live stream or the videos eventually get released. Medium Contineras falling on back, and if Satyr getting hit a little bit as well. Samurai getting snared by the Caladria. And got a number of Contineras there, probably to counter the range units. Samurai do find good choke point. They're a strong unit, but of course, like in many RTSs, if it gets surrounded, they will get ripped apart. I know in, say, StarCraft 2, if there's a choke point, Zealots defeat Zerglings, but if it's wide open, Zerglings get surround, Zergling will win. I guess you can sort of put the same aspect here, to a certain extent. Termos do get peppered up there a little bit, trying to pick off some of these Yumi archers. See, 33 favor, 37 favor, both of them pretty low in favor. No additional god powers anytime soon. Maybe Carnivora. Maybe the Solar Shield. Big round Contineras there. Oh, there's a big katana. Gets a good number of kills on the heroes, forcing him back. An Age 4 God power still pretty effective. We don't have the Age 4 God Oranos queued on up. Going for the 10 Fist Sword, so his Samurai get additional charge attack upon death. Those who fall back, we do cross the palace here. Another palace going on up. Nice little choke point there for the Samurai to push forward. A number of the citizens have done their part. Caladria flying about. Oop, and I hit the Q. The production bar there. Do now have Levy being researched. Palace being built, but it may get destroyed before it actually gets finalized. Looks like Miko went down there. Excuse me. There's the Asura, one more powerful myth units in the game. Some heroic Argus archers wouldn't be that bad. Right now they're medium. Heavy is queued on up. Oranos is a bit far away from aging up and needs more resources stored on up. Sumo training, increasing hit points of infantry by additional 20% and additional half damage against buildings. 3 citizen queues. He's about to max out citizen queues, so there's expenditure he doesn't need to expend in the near future. Big round of heroic Arcus archers. Iron shields. Assassin over here, counter range units. Of course, have their torch attack like they were playing Age of Empires 3. Asura push forward. Argus archers need to focus that thing down. More iron upgrades from Amaterasu. It looks like Amaterasu is going for deer caravans. Watching you and Age of Mythology after some time, I'm so amazed by this game. Should be a marvel of mankind up there with, it is definitely a great game. The remaster, I would say I didn't like the fact how they changed the voice acting. Granted, some of the original cast did in fact pass, but even the ones who are still part of the original cast did not do as a good job. Even though we talked about, oh yeah, that video. Yep, and that was before the retold edition. Ensemble Studios knew what they were doing. Argus Archer firing away. Shinobi stabbing Marmellos. Marmellos can engage them. Shinobi are more of a counter range unit, though I suppose a charge attack still poses a problem to them. The free charge attacks is such a painful thing to fight against, but slowly being forced on back. More Argus Archers there, and some Termas. So not been able to deal with the Asura. I think the big problem with Asura is once they get the mass numbers, they are a very powerful myth unit to mass up. We got forward castles here, a dojo in the water. I would not be the one who has to clean that floor every day. Or would it be easy since it's in water? No, it's river water. That would be disgusting. And the water is very stagnant, it looks like. I would hate to be the person who's in charge of cleaning that up every day. Oh, Shinobi do jump through the fortress, get their charge attack, which is a temporary buff, increasing the speed and attack speed. Argus Archers do fall back into the fortified town center. Citizens here doing their part of just standing there. Guard towers now being salvaged here to help keep guard. And got the ambassadors going for the Den Den drums. Best idea to get that before you use any more god powers, because it makes your god powers cheaper. We do also now have Helios queued up. We gave access to Hecus Gigantus and the Mirror Towers. And of course the Vortex. Got the Destroyers here to ready to destroy. Got some Oyumis being queued on up. Helios is being researched now. Plenty of food and wood for Amaterasu. She's low in gold. And not all these gold mines have a Miko to improve the content of their resources, which I think is a mistake. Miko here. Carnivore summon. Multiple Shinobi has been grabbed by the Carnivora and eaten. Looks like the next one it's going to try to grab is a Samurai. I think the Samurai did actually get grabbed, but just didn't get eaten. Oh, Yumi's firing away now. Argus Archer's firing away. Got a mix of Shinobi and Samurai here. Let's see, we do also have Soul Jutsu, increasing Yari Spearman's damage, no, move speed and attack speed. Good number of Argus Archers here, since in a very kind of tight space, it'd be difficult to cleave through all of them, especially all the urbanized area. Helios now researched. Big round of heroics. Fire Siphons queued on up. We do also have Helios's Halo Sun, increasing Argus damage and range. Fire Siphons, what? Range by 4 and damage by 20%. And it looks like heroic Argus archers also get increased range and damage as well. So this could potentially give them +2 range. You see here 20 range at the moment. I think they buffed this upgrade. I think it only used to affect fire siphons and the naval unit. But now it affects Argus archers as well. These guys, the fire siphons only have 18 range, so they're not super high range. But they do have a good attack speed for the ranged myth unit. Oh, we got the Umbozu deployed in the field. The naval myth unit that's also amphibious and filled with arrows. Fire siphons from being deployed in the field. Got a good number of destroyers help destroy the front line. You have Argus archers up to 20 range. Fire siphons are now at still at 18 range. Guess I didn't get increased range from that. Only damage. Actually, it didn't seem like it got. Did that upgrade get canceled? That upgrade may have been canceled, actually. That palace may have one that was holding it. I'm pretty sure the upgrade did not finalize. Villagers here. Yumi archers engage in the fire siphon. Yeah, I don't see research there. It must have been on a palace that got destroyed. You may not realize it just yet. Secret Titans is queued up by Amaterasu. Both players have 100 civilians in the field. Of course, got some more deer caravans being summoned by Amaterasu. Fire siphons are going down. Looks like trying to build a forward guardhouse there. Not sure why. Units trying to engage the fire siphons. Argus archers trying to protect. Palace taking some damage there. A lot of damage thanks to Alpha Strikes and the Shinobi using a crush attack. Palace has gone down. Champion Argus Archers being researched. Champion Infantry just got finalized. Oh, Yumi pushed way forward. Vortex God Power still available. Fanatics being deployed in the field. Red has a lot of forward infrastructure. In fact, how many? 30 out of 30 guard towers has been deployed in the field by Red. Very nice. So he has his front line established. Vortex, however, can circumvent that. In fact, maybe Orion's going to save that up in case if the Titan Gate were to spawn out. Champion Shinobi push right forward. More castles being built, more shinobi here. Carnivora summoned. Grab from the shinobi, I believe. Right now, the samurai at 342 health. Samurais or shinobis at 216. Fanatics up at 264, at least the heroic ones. Secret of the Titans queued on up and almost finalized by Amaterasu. And we do have a Pegasus back here, ready to spot everything. I just realized how powerful. I think I understand why he went for Helios. Because he has the Bridle the Pegasus relic. Give him free Pegasus. We do now have another sun upgrade, Halo the Sun. $10.5. Oh, well, also gave him +1 range, so it didn't apply to them twice. Maybe when they get heroic fight again. Citizens are a little bit idle there. Secret Titan has, of course, been researched by Amaterasu. She has plenty of wood, so testing of wood collectors to build the Titan Gate would be a good idea. She also has a good number of traders here. Those who delete some structures probably just get out of the way of the deer caravans. Who makes a funny sound. Of course, in return, Orano's only gets llama caravans, but they cause nothing but drama, those llamas. It looks like this trade pass a little better. This town center seems a little bit better. Yeah, 114 versus 74. Yep. Let's see. How is it so high? They move at 3.8. Oh, deer caravans just move faster, so there's a difference there. So I suppose he does have the coinage upgrade, increased caravan speed. So 4.6 versus 3.8. Yeah, plus 20% speed on that would be a little bit slower still. Red right now has way too much wood, going for Shinobi and Samurai. Looks like more Hecus Gigantus on the build queue. I'm not sure where the first one went. Those deer caravans are changing the path. South to left, looks like. More castles, more watchtowers, or guard towers. Castles under siege, of course. Parsons siphons up to 22 range. Do not the Hecus Gigantus there, or Scimitans. They renamed it. I like the old name, Hecus Gigantus. So he immediately took a lot of hits there from various sources. Sons of Suns being researched, giving free oracles. Still no Titan Gate. Wait, didn't Champion Range Soldiers already got researched a long time ago by Oranos? Oh, it's on the queue now. No, it is researched. It's one of those double up bugs, looks like. These guys get wrapped in fight. Looks like this upgrade doesn't double up like a lot of the other upgrades there. Interesting. Good knockback there by the Hecate Gigantus. A lot of infrastructure in front of blue to clear out. Heroic Oracle is being researched, as well as some more Hecate Gigantus. Big round of Shinobi queued on up to counter out all the Argus archers. Number of mirror towers. Right now they're up to 91 damage. They are affected by iron upgrades, among other things. I remember beforehand it was like something small like 30 until they got massive buff. They of course do have a maximum build limit of what, 5? Yep. Big power upgrades, including petrification. Secret Titan's queued enough for Oranos, and I know Amaterasu has her Titan Gate available, just hasn't deployed on the field or started building from it. She has over 22,000 wood. Great knockback there. Shinobi once again in the range. They'll start rooting out these Argus archers, no problem. But there's just too many Argus archers, so they get focused down. Hecate Gigantus does get surrounded. Big round of Fanatics engage Shinobi. Fanatics do bonus every versus infantry and versus cavalry. Here number of dying citizens. I wonder if they're getting deleted. More Mellows, more Argus Archers for blue. We got more Shinobi for Amaterasu. She has a good amount of favor, so maybe she's just trying to save up for another Divine Slash. Knocking a lot of riders push forward. Of course, they will get countered out by the Fanatics. Weightless Mace being queued on up by Oranos. Another Sky past the front line. Neotars are quite cheap. Now they're up to 326. I don't... Oh, the advanced fortifications improve the damage of your palace and your towers by 50%, so now they're supercharged, firing miniature death rays. They also have a pretty good amount of health there in comparison to this watchtower. More health. Where's the palace? Less health. We do now have the Dock on field, giving 3 myth units. You got the Nereid, a Shark Rider, the Man of War, Lightning Jellyfish, and of course the Servant, a naval healer. Man of War, of course, does do divine damage, which is very nice to have. This lady on the shark at least to start stabbing buildings. More watchtowers going up. No guard tower research. Help keep guard. Servant trying to get some healing going. And now the town center is under siege. Some farms do get hit a little bit by some fire. Red's army backing off up north. Fanatics pursuing them. Two more mana wars in build queue. That's interesting. They have only 10 range. 900 health though with divine damage. I am not sure what to make of that. Oh, Vortex! Did it actually escape? Ooh. And remember, Vortex, you get some free charges there, so he just used that to avoid the 300 favor of his opponent. Excellent respawn time. I was thinking that Pegasus flying about would have been useful for that. And the Titan Gate that Amaterasu has actually researched has not flown field. I'm sort of surprised. She has a research, right? Now I'm starting to second guess myself. Huh, some other reason I'm having trouble switching to her with the hotkeys. A lot of my keyboard commands are not working. Okay. Okay, my keyboard commands are not working. Just do the old-fashioned way. Research, applied upgrade. Yeah, Secret Titans is researched by Amaterasu. It's not some sort of thing like cancel last moment. I wasn't paying close enough attention. Good number of boosters in build queue. We of course got the Mana Wars zapping away, which I'm pretty sure their zaps are one single target, right? Pick a Gigantus falling back. Need some healing from the servants. I wonder, this land here, is it actually land or is it still water? Can naval units go across that? I have no idea. Samurai being poked off with some Yuri spearmen. Amaterasu is low on food, has plenty of wood, usable amount of gold to work with. Oranos has a nice mix of everything. Less gold, though. More food. Right now, Secret Titan's only big issue is the lack of favor. Solar Shield on one of the Samurai. The Nereid is almost down. More Gigantus, and wait, was that a manual trigger? Is this actually a naval block? Is this fully trapped off? I think he did that manually with Gigantus. So now it looks like there is no water pathing there. Potentially, assuming that is still correct. We do have those villagers knocked back and getting ripped apart there. The town of course has gone down. Citizens are not pushing the way forward. Fire siphons are advancing, engaging more of these towns there. Charles having trouble remaxing, going for Yumi archers and Bushis. Bushis do cost a little bit of favor. Deer caravans here. Trying the hunt here. Miko still providing 0.09 favor, which is a pretty good amount of favor. Citizens push way forward, trying to rebuild or steal the town center. This town center is at full health for the moment. Deer caravans trading with right here. Red has no arming at the moment. Den drums there. Sort of surprised we haven't seen the... And Albatross surrenders, even though she had the Titan Gate available. Zangrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to next replay. Before I get on next replay, I do need to use the restroom. Please give me a moment. My apologies, I am back. Let's take a look at my next replay I've stored on up. That was the longest one. Let's go to the next longest one. Like, let's see, Freyr. And... S-H-E. I'm having trouble thinking what that is. She. Oh, Shen. Not she. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Age Mythology replay. Spawn on the south side as the blue Shenong. We got Blinky Ben. Spawn on top left side as the red Freyr. We got Torgal, and I immediately noticed that this bug is still in the game. And there we go. Of course, we've got Immediate Prosperous Seeds by Shenong, so let's cover what he does. Of course, Prosperous Seeds marks up to 2 farms to make hide villagers and gather faster and heals nearby villagers. Very good economic god power. Spammable with a long cooldown. Herbal Medicine makes your sages do better healing. Also, it's a Age Empire's favorite. Peach Immortality improve the heroes and myth units hit points by 50%. So he's definitely more hero and myth unit. Farming myth units and healing. On favored lands, myth units get additional health recovery, increase per age. You get early farms, build instantly on favored lands, and you get free farming upgrades as well. So he's a very good farmer god, and in fact, he also has very good transition to homegrown food. Of course, when it comes to major and minor gods, he's more focused on myth units and heroes. Let's keep that in mind. Chi is a good god. Give access to lightning weapons, teleporting dragon sword doggo. Master weapons improve your halberdiers, better counter cavalry units there, increase their range and attack speed. And a little bit of pillage there. This pillage is actually pretty nice. It does affect all sources of killing enemy stuff, not just through units. So god power, say the Great Flood, can get it. Earthwall, you get a bunch of free gates around a certain large area. Calling Key is a myth unit that can fly and land. It's sort of fallen out of favor. Sentry Towers, of course, improves your Sentry Towers damage and line of sight maximum range. Very good. Also allows your wall turrets to be upgraded to Sentry Towers. Abundance, plus 5% drop off if in favored lands, which is incredibly powerful. This is a very most powerful thing about Hotu, honestly. And they'll just build faster. Neither of those really affect myth units. I'll also want a specific myth unit. For Freyr, of course, you get access. He is focused on technology defense, has put god power that gets better stronger per age. There's many age 1 god powers, but in this case, very powerful defense of a giant boar. Technologies are 50% cheaper, but take longer to research, which I think that's a very good trade-off. Hail Force and its units do plus 10% damage, and repairing is free, and dwarves and gatherers can also repair. For his unique upgrade, all units hit points by plus 10%, but it's expensive, but gets cheaper per upgrade. For the age ups, of course, we do have Freyja or Uller. Uller is usually the default, but Freyja is still a good choice. As going Bastion, you get your mid-gold stronghold forked early, so early Huskarls among even early battering rams. Draugr is a decent frontline myth unit, faster longhouse units, and of course reduced costs of the Asgardian Bastions with early battering rams. Freyja, Forest Fire, Valkyrie, good mounted healer, faster cavalry speed and hit points, and hero hit points enable Godi early. Of course, he's more focused on technology in the mid-gold stronghold, so Uller is generally the better option, but having the mid-gold stronghold... Oh yeah, I always forget the... whatchamacallit... Jarls are no longer available in mid-gold strongholds. That was something in Gold Edition and original. Let's go and cover the relics. We do have System of Bast. Villagers 15% cheaper, always very nice to have. Thundercloud Shawl. Increase human soldiers' pierce armor, very nice. Salvator Sledge. Removes the favorite cost of your fortress type buildings, very handy to have. Particularly probably for Fraser. Ring of Nibelung. Get a small gold trickle, which is always nice to have. Hummingbird's Beak. Increase infantry bonus damage versus other infantry by 10%. And this is all infantry, not the counter infantry unit, but all infantry, which is very nice, particularly for throwing axemen among, well, all infantry. And regenerating walls by 10 health regen per walls, which is nice. But usually walls are either live or dead, not in between. Times to get a little bit of splash damage here there, that little bit of health regen is nice. It sounds powerful, but it's not super great, unless it's a campaign mission. Ghosts do get hidden here. It says hides villagers. It actually hides all units, if I remember correctly. Friendly units invisible. Got it. You can see here, this Kofu, this gigantic man, is hiding behind some corns or rice stalks to hide himself. Well, a giant glowing ball. That's one place to hide. Hide behind a giant glowing ball. Is that why hiding behind lampposts works in cartoons? Blue's grabbing some relics. Chi Yu and Uller. Yazi does have 2 mythological upgrades go along with it as well. And which one does give lifesteal? Herseer here, so the Yazi needs to avoid the Herseer. Herseer does tap the Yazi. We've got the Draugr here. And I'm going to slow down since we've got some military units pushing me forward. Got a Guy Halberdier. Wait. Okay, there is a spike there. From this high up and the angle, I did not see the spike there. I was like, wait, does the Dark Age Halberdier not even have a blade at the end of the stick? You know, that would be quite funny if if Dark Age Spearmen didn't even have any, just a pointed stick. Not even a pointed stone at the end, just a pointy stick. Fire archers, halberdiers, more Kafus. Throwing axemans being employed in the field. Yazi, fire archer. Dwarves do get hit a little bit there. Draugr rotating to respond. You get another drink open after this engagement. Yazi taking some damage there. Draugrs do have piercing projectiles, but currently piercing nothing. Halberdier gets stabbed and shanked by the dwarves. Down over the drink. Away from the phone. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. I do hear some stuff being hit. I think it's I'm not sure. We do have a secondary town center deployed up by red. Crenellations and allegedly stone walls being researched. They identify as stone walls, but of course you know all about identifying. Doesn't mean you are the thing. Gold mine being obtained here by the Kafus. They do collect more faster than ×3 rate. Sorry, I love the Age of Mythology music. Cross seeds, of course, also allows more farms, cheaper, hiding, forward healing. A lot of good stuff there. Stealthy gold mine gatherers is probably something the developers did not have in mind for the Prosperous Seed God Power, but still very nice to have. Let's see, we do have now Rusho being queued on up, which he does provide the Fey Beasts, Baohuis, the White Tigers. Ixu's a very good mythological trader. Dao Swordsman increases their Pierce Arm, which is not important versus the Norse, unless they go for Mass Draugr. Excuse me, getting hiccups. Divine Judgment improve your infantry hit points and bonus damage versus myth units. Oh, great. Don't give me the hiccups. My hiccups last for about an hour. Asgardian Bastion now being established here. You're being power built by these units. When it comes to Freyr, usually Aegir's by default selection. Braggy is not a bad idea. Flame weapons are excellent god power. Battle Brawler is a pretty good frontline myth unit. Increase all Sark's hit points by 10%. Better urban damage by 10%, and more bonus versus cavalry, which is tend to be pretty common when fighting against Chinese. Going for heavy cavalry play, but with Shen Long's current build side, he may not be eyeing for that style. There's Ruin, improve your myth unit speed and hit points. Tempest is a good combat god power. Aegir, the rock giants, of course, provide as a good frontline tank myth unit. Food generation, healing around town centers and hill forts is always quite nice. And here is a very powerful upgrade, 9 waves. Improves siege weapon by 20% and makes Ballista a little bit overpowered, honestly. Combined plus 10% from Freyr himself. Yeah, his Ballistic is a little bit on the overpowered side, honestly. Because Mass Ballista, with have increased movement speed, thinks that mythological upgrade, increased damage. Oyumis don't really pan out the same way because I think they have a long wind-up time. I don't know why Oyumis don't with those mythological upgrades. Well, Ballista just work. Maybe because Ballista sort of fires in an area and it's hard to make the cleave damage of the Oyumis useful. So Ballista more reliable. We got the Baohui here, which is like the Rajo in the Battle Boar, frontline disruption myth unit. Frontline brawler disruptor. As going badges now costs 50 favor. Good number of these fire archers, so Huskarls will be very nice. As was raiding cavalry. Dwarves, need to find another hole to dig. We do have a rhinoceros lying down the ground with 44 delicious foods left inside of him. Heavy infantry, heavy range. So I think you cancel that range upgrade. Raiding cavalry, stabbing that villager. We got the Kong Key here flying about, throwing axemen, throwing axes. Who would have thunk? It seems the color sheen on the Kong Key is a little bit more dull last time I checked. Maybe mythological upgrades will improve it. Terracotta Riders and try and engage the raiding cavalry. There's a Tao Tai there from the free here. Next free Mythian is a Hundin, which is that faceless thing that temporarily removes enemies from the game. Ager now queued on up. Raiding cavalry trying to raid the range units, or maybe the siege cross. Oh, you know, I actually don't know what they're doing. White Horse Cavalry does do bone sandwiches for range units, which in this case would be the Goatee and the Throwing Axemans. Terracotta Riders can pick apart since they have 1 HP, so even a slight breeze can take them out. Which some of these myth units in the game can do that. There's Age Up for Freyr. We could see Tempest relatively soon. Of course, got the Rock Giant, the Ragnarok and roll. Great taunt there by the Rock Giant. Here comes the Tempest. Got some Huskarls being deployed on the field as well. Very nice. The free Tau Tai does go down. We do now have Freyr's gift now queued on up. More Battle Way being queued on or being deployed on the field. First Series and Goaties, of course, all the counter to them. What is going on with my mouse? What is going on? Oh, did I forget to turn on my scroll wheel lock? Yep. My mouse has a scroll wheel lock, which here it clicks. If I turn it off, it spins freely. It's a weird design of this mouse. Heavy infantry queued up by red. A free Hundin now deployed on the field. This faceless monstrosity thing. I have still no idea what it's supposed to be. I need to look that up. Though it does remind me of Digimon. It was a Palmon, which eventually Digivolves into an angel. Those I think does have angelic wings, sort of. I wonder that line just trapped itself there in the Clifton Forest. Does get taunted there, so more or less dead. Lightning weapons summoned. Raiding cavalry hitting the archers, but no going for the siege crossbows, but getting stunned. Quite stunning. Rock giant. Got some new reinforcements here. Siege crossbows all go on down. Copper shields or bronze shields by Freyr. Oh, Hundin decides to teleport the rock giant away, which may have caused some weird things happen with its core effect. That rock giant needs some healing, but I do not think of any. You have to get the AoE healing around Hill Force to heal that thing up. Another round Terracotta Riders push forward, and got some Terracotta Riders here. Rock giant has gone down. Throwing axemen, throwing some axes against the heavy dowel swordsmen. It looks like blue's starting to fall back now. Both sides, red does have more military forces and value on the field currently. We do now have an age up for Shinon, going for Zurong, give access to ZQ, the flying flame bird. Also upgrades help improve the flaming archers. Which does provide the Blazing Pyre, Flame Bud, gives a burning effect around myth units. Villagers gather from farms 15% faster, which is his sole specialty, and makes the farms 80% cheaper, so it's very cheap transition. And archers, fire archers get additional divine damage over time and plus 10% damage. We do have an Asgardian Hill Fort now being established. Ballet here. Of course, next Asgard Hill Fort does cost 50 favor, like the following, and the following, and the previous. Blazing Pyre is, of course, available. There's a good number of Kafus who's trying to smash and grab the gold. And he's smashing with rocks in their hands. Throws rocks as well. Got another ballet here on favorite lands for everything. Some key halberdiers, which of course do have a bit of snare effect, thanks to upgrade. But not a fantastic unit right now. Here comes a Blazing Pyre. Fire and ice. When fire rains the sky, well, the world freezes over. That's the definition of Ragnarok. But he cannot use Ragnarok as a god power because he does not have the proper prayer, can't get Ragnarok. He is going for Vidar rather than Hell. Hell, of course, gives access to all the more giants. Go for Rock Giants. Fire Giants is probably the best giant. The Rock Giants is a close second. Some people like Frost Giants. I think Mountain Giants is probably worse. They're just a frontline siege unit, though they can punch dwarves. I'm pretty sure they turned that into a standard ability in Retold. In Gold Edition, they had the ability to punch dwarves whenever they wanted to. Ballet there. Do now have some Champion Tiger Cavalry queued on up. Huskarl's Goatee queued on up of Throwing Axeman. Heavy Infantry queued on up, which she does not have that research entirely. Is that going? I'm having trouble seeing the progress bar. Yes, it is. Rock Giants. They are the Granite Giants. The Burgers Elite. How do you pronounce that? What's down here? Huskarl. A bunch of dwarves. Medium Ulf Zarks here, trying to build a hill fort. Got a watchtower to help keep watch. Oh, he needs a guard tower to help keep guard. There's two ZQs flying out. Got a free Quinlong Water Dragon. Oh, there's Gillen Bersetti. He is age 4, so gets a... no, he's not age 4. He's still age 3. I wonder if this will get stat up increase when he completes age 4. 375 health. It does increase. Progress bar, I don't know if it's slowed down or whatnot. But it does increase stats in combat. Dylan Spready has took some damage. Got the Fafnir here. Fafnir is overstated, but of course if you kill it, you get its gold. The gold cost of it. We got mirror images of the Granite Giants. Fafnir breathing fire into the ballet. Straight through the front door. There's the Inferno. And it looks like Blue's army is disintegrated right now. Or incinerated, really. Some units pushing forward, covered in soot. We do now have the Quad of the Guards research. Increase human soldiers' hit points by 10%. And of course, give them bonus damage to heroes, so get the anti-hero damage. And China has a lot of powerful heroes like the Greeks. So very useful. Iron upgrades for Prayer. Champion research, crossbow towers. Red's slowly making progress over here. Red has units over here, but not really progress. Ballet's going down. Looks like Fafnir does get a mirror image. I think if it goes down, it does not provide gold to your opponent. This Fafnir goes down to the hero. Shenong is out of gold. There is gold here for either side to obtain, but it's in no man's land. This gold has been obtained. This gold has been obtained. Ox caravans here, 58 gold, not too spectacular. Back right corner is probably best for red to get gold. Or just right corner of the earth. Red is consuming the last of his gold as well, going for coinage. Looks like we've got some Pixus being summoned, which is the myth unit trader, which provides more of other resources as well. It's a very good myth unit. Of course, each structure goes down, he gets a bit of pillage, bit of a resource refund. It's all wood from that longhouse. You get wood from the short houses as well. Some of these Kafus are going to go down. They're pretty wounded. More watchtowers. Oh, they are guard towers at least. This relic's still over here, and this is that really powerful relic, which has been really useful for either side. Of course, got another Asgardian Bastion summoned out somewhere. Over here. Oh. Sinker. Oh. I haven't seen that in a while when it comes to replay. My apologies, but that looks like the end of the replay. Don't know if I'm going to upload this to YouTube or not. Shame about that. I have time for one last replay now. Let's see, Gaia versus the patron goddess, or Susanoo versus Zeus. Since we already did Gaia, let's do Susanoo versus Zeus. I haven't done Greeks or Egyptians today. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Age Mythology replay, and immediately I noticed that this bug still exists. Well, on top left side as a blue Susanoo, we have If. On bottom right side as the red Zeus, who got far beyond driven. What comes of major and minor gods? For Susanoo, he's a very fun god to play around with. Myth units and god powers focus. Tributes a large favor per Bushido tier. Myth units also provide Bushido experience. Very useful the Kitsune. Evoking god powers make the other god powers 20% cheaper. And unit special abilities recharge 33% faster. Useful for both the human soldier dojo units as well as the myth units. Kusasagi is basically a god power to mint the recharge of the god powers. Cheap. It's basically a weak shock wave versus Uranus's. And Crushing Wave, increasing myth unit speed and divine damage by 1. Very useful for the Kitsune, I would say. Both of these minor gods are great for Susanoo. Generally, Inari Akami is the default selected. Swampland, excellent god power. Basically, summons a bunch of landmines to insta-kill any human soldier. Goroguma, good frontline myth unit that costs us gold, which combos quite well with the Ivory Natsune, which gives you gold upon dealing damage to myth units. With 9 improves the Kitsune hit points by 75% and +1 stack limit. Increased cavalry hit points by 10%, and bonus damage versus cavalry is always generally pretty nice as well. Mina Katomi is also a good option for Susanoo. Shrine Hunt gives you a bunch of free defenders, which is recharge faster, makes it so you can get out more more effective Mikos, which means more favor, which means more myth units, which is a nice thing about him. For other aspects, you can always improve hunting those deer a little better, cheaper range units and so siege weapons, and increase their damage and range for those range units as well. It was always pretty nice. Zeus is, of course, one of the default gods, or the original god based in the game that you play with. Focus on infantry and heroes. Start with 10 favor, gain favor 20% faster. Myth units cost 1 less population, very good for, say, a myth unit like Manticore. Infantry do additional 6 damage versus buildings, and hoplites moves 50% faster. All pretty nice. Bolt, if you want something dead in particular, you can make it dead. Myrodrome, a infantry unit that does divine damage, and of course, Olympian Paradox give your heroes increased hit points and gives them a slight bit of health regen. Of course, when it comes to minor gods, usually Athena is the default selection, but Hermes is pretty good because you still get Dionysus along with him, which is like all the cavalry mythological upgrades. So Hermes is still a possibility if you want to go for cavalry. Restoration, excellent healing god power. Minotaur, good frontline myth unit. Age of Shield, increase your infantry pierce armor. Applies increased damage and range. Hermes, of course, gives ceasefire if you want to stop all fighting. Centaur, good backline myth unit, though I always think what's it called? Manticores are better. Free Pegasus, and of course make them faster and see better is always very nice. Increase cavalry speed and damage by 10% as well. Both are usable. While Zeus is more focused to infantry, the infantry aspects are relatively minor. Hoplites move faster, and all infantry do bonus damage to buildings. It's nice, but nothing too critical. Athena only improves hoplites even further, as well as all human soldiers with pierce armor, which is very nice. Or, yep, infantry, melee infantry. When it comes to relics, we do have Anvil of Hepatis. Makes your armory attacks cost 50% less gold. Very nice to have. Over here, Olur's Bow. Increase the range of your human soldiers by 1, which is always nice to have. Charon's Obol. Villagers give a bit of rebate. 50% of their cost upon death, which is nice to have. You generally don't want to make use of that, though. And Talos Cerberus gets special attacks more often, which could combo very well for Susanoo. I don't know if that applies multiplically or geometrically. If geometrically, we're talking about more than 50% faster cooldown, which could be absurd. Athena is queued on up. And we don't have anything just yet by Susanoo. Blue found some goats. Goats, of course, the goat. This Kitsune is providing a tiny bit of Bushido experience. It does add up, particularly to get the first level going. Jason pushes his way forward. Good number of drafts here, filled with delicious neck meat being obtained. We'll stab some of these villagers. Miko healing the front line, very nice. Or this is the back line. Or the neck line. And the Miko almost has a just right amount of health regen. Second villager is going to be helping to shank the Jason there. And we have still a pretty late age up here. And Mina Katomi is queued on up. Norm the Minotaur does get a nice little charge attack there. One villager does go down. Miko does actually have full damage in this age, but she's more heroic citizen. There's one Yudo. And there's trying to hunt there. That was definitely an emergency trying to hunt to get the wolves going. These are no longer classified as Mythians, so the heroes are less effective, but they're no longer affected by Crushing Wave. Something inside this watchtower. One villager. Looks like we got a stable pull in the field. Eyeing for a bit of stability in his life. Northern Minotaur has taken some hits. More Naginata riders being employed in the field. Of course, the Greek heroes are stronger, and thanks to Zeus's upgrade, they have more hit points, and it was an in-combat health regen, making it difficult for the Japanese player to deal with it. Does spot Norm the Minotaur, 34 health, so Naginata Riders should be able to finish that off. Does bull rush both of them, but this one does not get bull rushed far enough. Looks like 3 damage per attack. Off white stab Naginata Rider. 6 hit points, so 2 hits, and that Minotaur is going down. Keeping the Minotaur. Oh, doesn't I see that Naginata Rider there as well? We could see a restoration to heal that up, but may want to just pull it back entirely. Naginata Rider there needs to finish off Northern Minotaur. Northern Minotaur is a bloody mess. And now his beef is cooked. You may call him Sir Loyan. Oh, is that a quote from StarCraft 2? Like the Tauren Space Marine? You may call me Sir Loyan. Naginata Rider is moving about. We've got the Hippus here. Hippus right now has 10 damage, 155 health. Naginata Riders have 9 damage, 140 health. They are, let's see, 115 versus I think 120, right? Yep. And heavy in gold with the Hippus. Naginata Riders are not as heavy in gold. So some of the sword there, making the Shrine of the Hunt cheaper. How is this Miko doing over here with the favorite generation? There's no Miko on this, is there? Miko's been constantly healing the front line, has not been able to get any more favorite generation, have they? Yep. Being tasked now. Her favorite generation here is 0.07, was less than a Greek villager. This one's right now 0.09, which is greater than the Greek villager. And looks like Susanoo does not attain the relic there. Looks like Red attained the Ular's bow. Naginata Riders here. Naginata Riders can split apart, but he will regroup. Naginata Riders are faster. Oops. Hit my scroll wheel lock again. Naginata Riders are faster than the Hippus. Norm the Minotaur does get a good bull rush on the villagers. The wolves are nipping at him. More Minotaur being summoned. Got this Miko here as well, currently providing 0.05 favor. It's not too great, however, she might... Oh, looks like that raid just missed out some berries. This is probably the next shrine to hunt just for the extra defense. It might be worth it to get a different shrine up and going. And that one, maybe something encompass more berries. Handful of Yumi archers on the field. Red is no longer getting berries and going for delicious elephant meat. Increased range and range damage for Susanoo. One Yudo is still alive, providing a good amount of Bushido experience. I wonder if that Kitsune's still alive as well. If the Kitsune's still alive, it'll probably be supporting Naginata Rise and move around quickly. Three Minotaur here. Looks like they're fully upgraded. 5.2 movement speed is pretty quick. And now we do have Rajan select on the field, which gives access to Raju, an excellent myth unit. Then jumps make your god powers cheaper, which combos quite well for Susanoo's god power focus. And high-end mask improves the infantry hit points and gives them lifesteal. I think these guys force them back. Naginata's riders are falling back. We've still got the Pegasus flopping about. Guardhouse incomplete. Bill decides to chop down tree. Bushi's, Onimusha, Rajan almost completed. He barely even has the medium researched. There's the Raju right here. 24 damage. Of course has a pretty good frontline shockwave attack. Similar to this, but more closer to Oranos' shockwave ability. I should apply Thunder Burst before I deploy out to any other god power, since it's free, make the other ones cheaper. Particularly, say, the Shrine of Hunt, and I just realized this Bushido tier also increased the favor, so now he has enough favor for another Shrine of the Hunt. He may just pop Thunderous Burst now, make the Shrine of the Hunt cheaper. 50-50 chance, I would say. Pops it. Remember, the radius that explodes out is the actually next radius. That was just what it reached out to. And more trees going down. Now you can bring another Shrine of the Hunt. Or he may just pop the katana first, then Shrine of the Hunt. That's actually technically the best path. Next fight with these guys, drop the katana. Or do I mean drop the hammer? Katana. And maybe we're gonna get to... Yep, bolts. It drops the bolt onto the Raju. Drops the katana on top of the gold deposit. Restoration. Huh. Was restoration always that wide? Lose units a little bit stupid right there. If it's engaged in the Yumi archers, Shrine of Hunt can now be applied on the field at a cheap rate. Who's trying to fall back? Look, there's a whole bunch of gates there. Well, it's good now down trees here. I can't tell if we could traverse that now with all the down trees. Might be a Shrine of Hunt here or here. This would be statistically better. This would be better for defense. No hits there, so needs some Yari Spearmans. A very large number of Wan Yudos. I think Raiju's a better option than Wan Yudos. I never really understood how these things do damage. He does not have the upgrade onto them, looks like. The Condemned Souls increase the AoE by 2. And increase their damage, their crush damage by 25%. I suppose that also says it affects the divine damage from Crushing Wave if he had that research, but does not appear to be. Oh, we do have, of course, the Doctor Volunteer. We'll give a quick myth unit for defense. The Hunungyo. I have no idea. Which does at least provide a good amount of Bushido experience. So that's a nice thing about deploying the myth unit, the dock there. Free Bushido experience at the low price of 1 dock. So definitely worth it for the Bushido experience. Pegasus being shot down by the Bushis. We do now have Dionysus queued on up, which of course give access to Tharking horses, give your cavalry life steal. And of course, Dionysia, increasing the hit points of all units by 5%. Wolves trying to defend town center under siege. Blue's army is very far away, at least parts of it. He has got the Infernal Wan Yudo upgrade now. He also has gotten the heavy upgrade as well. These Wan Yudos does at least provide him a good Bushido experience. Oh, mostly they can attack air units? Sort of. Looks like they have their own unique anti-air attack. The fire damage is quite nice. So they're based like flamer grenadiers with 6 range. That Pegasus should be burned to death soon. It has... Do Pegasus become glue? Can you turn Pegasus to glue? The real question. Hydras. We've got 2 Hydras up to be hailed. Of course, all these guys are now on fire, getting a bit of AoE damage per time. Bronze Summon. The AoE damage, or the damage per time, is generally divine, so the Bronze will not protect them against that. Oh, there's Katana. Helping disrupt the formation. Another Thunderous Burst available. He has also the Shrine of the Hunt available. He has enough favor for it, which is now the cheapest god power in his arsenal. Pop it back there for extra backline defense and favor. Heroes here. Got 2 two-headed Hydras. Could go for Chthonic Rites to give them some health regen. More Infernal Wan Yudos. I do think Raijos are just straight up better. Raijos. What are they called? Doing some good mic with the Wan Yudos. Trying to slowly disintegrate his opponent. is getting some great damage over time, this formation. That little bit of micro is being very handy, and Yumi Archer slowly picking everything off is always a good thing for him. Unit's starting to be burned to death. Right now, he only has Dark Age Peltas and medium infantry. Medium range being researched by Zeus now. Currently providing less favor now since the trees have sort of fallen down. Of course, in Retold, trees no longer degrade over time. In Gold Edition, they do. This still providing some Bushido experience, which is always very nice. Castle there. Susanoo's very far from aging up, has nowhere near enough food, let alone gold as well. Zeus is going for the Aegis Shield now. Zeus right now has 73 civilians versus 45, with 3 village accused versus just this one. Who's having I suppose building out some Mikos, that's why it's not the village is not being deployed. Hoplites here. Thanks to extra damage versus bootings, it should be able to crush through walls more easily. Assuming walls have structures. See, doing about 9 damage per attack. Does 11, 50%. 11, yep. The walls are considered buildings. Just had to double check that. You never know when the typings just don't match up. Zeus has now queued up here, which gives access to the Medusa, as well as the Lightning Storm. Of course, that's also the source of my most favorite Your Mama joke. Your mama's so ugly she turned Medusa into stone. And I got that from Billy and Mandy. I love that Your Mama joke. Archers find a way. We won Udos pushing forward. Hydras do not have Chthonic rights research. We got some Shinobi queued on up. And those the heroes are bashing the wheels. They don't like the reinvention of the wheel. It's better if wheels are not on fire. They work better. Hydras pushing forward. Hydra's going down, another katana, which makes trying to hunt cheaper. Oh, Yumi's course does have the pierce effect, able to hit some of these farms. Shinobi getting a little bit stuck. With the one Yudo focus and Yumi is just really eyeing for the splash damage, isn't Susanoo just really eyeing for it. Shinobi is stabbing some villagers. Hera now being researched by Zeus. Oh, Yumi's in pretty good numbers right now. Something tells me Zeus is just trying to stall out till Lightning Storm arrives. Farms here. 2 granaries are against each other while these farms are lacking granaries. More Shinobi on the build queue. This opponent going for more Toxays, Hoplites, and Peltas, and Hippus, a mix of everything. There's age up. Possible lightning storm now summoned. Hippus needs to just be attack move on their own formation. They're being slowed down by the rest of the formation. Medusa on the field. All the siege weapons have been destroyed by the lightning storm. Naginata Rider gets turned to stone. Does turn another Naginata into stone. Hippus 4 pushing forward to hit the Yumi archers. Champion Hoplites Horseman Research. Turns another unit to stone. I think that time it was a shinobi. Odysseus has gone down. More shinobis being turned into stone. Oh, we got some blue units over here. Shinobi. We do now have an age up of Watasumi, which supports archers. Primarily the Yumi horse archers, if I remember correctly. Yep, just Yumi horse archers, not regular Yumi archers. As well as Shinobi Smoke Bombs and better of the unique hero Ojumi, or how to pronounce that. The Siege hero. Turns that Shinobi into stone and he strikes a nice pose. Definitely better pose than Marcel. More Yumi archers, more Shinobi. Got a castle attempting to be built here. Reds reported a good number of villages that may try to build a town center. Actually, not sure what these red villages are heading to. He is building a storehouse. And looks like this one will go down, will no longer provide Bushido experience. I suppose Shinobi also providing some experience now. 0.25. He's almost at the 3 champions. Sounds like we got some donkey caravans now summoned. Mythic Age now researched. Now, of course, it's Dragon Typhoon. Paul should summon that first. They can make it cheaper for all the other God Powers, like the next Thunderous Burst. Some tells me the Dragon Typhoon's going to be summoned relatively soon. Which way is it going? Looks like it is going this way, following the army home. Thunderous Burst is now cheap enough and available. Still no Shrine of the Hunt. Go for Shrine of the Hunt first. That's 27 favor. It will reduce the other God Powers less than 27. Blues pushing forward over here. Here's some Medusa. Bit of a base race situation. Just trying to hunt there. Destroying this town center. Miko's also getting into the action, whacking it with their staff things. not really meant for combat. 3 Umbozo now pulling the field, providing 3 Bushido experience per second. He has a bit of crush damage, a bit of AoE. Overall, for Myth unit, he's actually not great on land, but he, of course, is free. Umbozo does go down. Castle being built. Who right now has no military upgrades. He is going for copper shields now. Of course, does have free champion units right now. He has also got a big chunk of favor, which can deploy all the god powers. Darking Horse is now being researched. Got some of the Shinigamis being deployed on the field. And Angry Shinigamis being deployed on the field as well. Upgraded Shingami queued on up, the Eternal Haunting. Pushing these units over here now. Does break through that little wall segment, which is not a big gap now. He does have to upgrade Shigami, so now this one can be resummoned. There's a good number of them on the field as well. No crushing wave to help him out. Yumi archers can be hit by the Toxtays and the Peltas. Peltas has a pretty good spot up here. More Revenants being attacking. There's a Revenant Shigami. This is the Vengeful Shigami, the final tier. You have Medusa turning some units to stone. The Onomojis do not have high range armor. They have good, but not high. So they're not necessarily resilient to range damage, nor to the structures. Though some of the katana there has still not deployed another Shrine of the Hunt for some odd reason. Right now, deploying another Shrine Hunt would reduce the amount of favor cost of the other abilities greater than what it costs, so there's really no reason why not to go for it right now. Shigami's push way forward. These are all vengeful, so they have a lot of extra damage. 28 damage without the charge attack. Looks like 56 with the charge attack. Shinobi push way forward as well. These guys do also have 2 AoE. Shinobi now stabbing Odysseus, but he's not classified as range. He's classified as just hero. Watchtower has gone down. Got a good number of Shinobi over here. They are expensive population-wise for population, so I always feel like they're never super worth it. Of course, if he has the upgrade to make them get smoke bombs, which he does not, could be very nice. Wait. Okay, that's just champion. I don't know why I thought that was the elite upgrade. Looks weird. He also has copper other stuff, so it doesn't have iron or even bronze weapons. Also, the Shinobi being a bit of home wrecker, does get the charge attack there. Balfron gets a bit of charge damage. Looks like the Shinobi are stabbing a bunch of donkeys. We do actually have the Seaside Infiltrator research. We give them access to smoke bombs and increase their speed. Smoke bombs should allow them to do the stealth attack, or just stealth away, or stealth insertion. Shinobi are stabbing a bunch of villagers, and with the increased movement speed, they should be pretty nice. Right now, the movement speed is 5, so plus 10% should be what? 5.5, which is pretty quick for a non-cavalry unit. And with their charge attack ability, since they have also increased casting time, or reduced cooldown on that, they can get their combat attack, their combat blitz pretty often. We've got Medusa Matriarchs pulled in the field. I wonder, does he have the relic for making them cool down faster? Yes. That is quite devastating, since that is basically instant kill unit. They don't instantly die, they get turned to stone and take bonus damage, which is basically a death sentence. They do have a little bit of crush damage, which does help out versus various things, such as siege weapons and structures. Heliopoli now pulling the field. It is a heavy Heliopoli. Small skirmishes are not going very well for Susanoo, plus Medusa is probably pretty effective as Shinobi, since they are full population unit that they're turning to stone. They do also have 21 range, which is pretty good. These Yumi archers have 19 range, even with their increased capabilities here. He also got some Mire drones on the field. He does have the upgrade to get free Mire drones, so 3 queues of free Mire drones being queued on up. Heliopoli and Petropolis engaging the town center now. Yumi archers are hitting the Heliopoli, which is not exactly a great target for them. Yumi Horse Archer right now does have 16 range, does not have asymmetrical bow upgrade to give them additional 2 range. The Opera does go down to the castle. Good number to your caravans, 60 gold. 25 out of 60 so far. No donkey caravans just yet by the Greeks. Polishers are eyeing for some. Actually, based on what I see on the minimap, he does have donkey caravans, just no more queues of them going. And blue does resign now. I don't know why he just didn't go for more Shrine of Hunts, but either way, this is Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. As I mentioned beforehand, that shall be my last replay for tonight, so everyone, thank you for watching.